सब बाबा के बच्चे आए हो, ये प्रैक्टिकली पक्का अनुभव करके जाने का कि हम प्रवृत्ति वाले नहीं, परंतु प्रवृत्तियों से परे निवृत्त हूं, अर्थात मैं एक अकेला आत्मा बाबा का हूं। जब मैं अकेला बाबा का हूं, एक अकेला बाबा बाबा हूं, तो प्रैक्टिकली ये मेरे बच्चे हैं, ये बुद्धि से ममता निकल जाए। तो आप सब पहला आए हो प्रैक्टिकली, गीता का भगवान से, गीता के भगवान से सच्ची गीता पाठ पढ़ने, अर्थात नष्टो मोहा स्मृति लब्धा बन, यही सच्ची गीता का श्लोक है। गीता कहाँ पूरी हुई? जब कहा नष्टो मोहा स्मृति लब्धा।
सिंध में एक सितंबर को थी जन्मी, कान्हा भक्ति दाद के मन में थी। 15 बरस की थी बाबा से मिली, मंडली ने जिंदगी बदली। हुआ था दरस शिव नूर का भी, स्वर्ग सी एक नई दुनिया दिखी। रही साथ रब के जो अंत आदि, प्रकाश की मणि है अपनी दादी। ओ प्यारी दादी, हो न्यारी दादी, सबकी दुलारी है हमारी दादी, हमारी दादी।
Om Shanti. Have a loving intellect in order to become a victorious jewel. The hand of courage. Some children say, Baba, cut off Maya's hands. But if Baba were to cut off Maya's hands, then those who cut them will receive the benefit. The Father can do everything. It is an order of a second, but how will your future be created? This is why, just as little children in Nepal are given a knife in their hands, they, the adults themselves, use the knife, but in the hands of little children. In the same way, the Father also says to the children, Children, keep the hand of courage, and with the Father's help, you will become a victorious conqueror. of Maya. Om Shanti.
Oh, Shanti, welcome to Avikti Parivar. Today's day 13. Have a loving intellect in order to become a victorious jewel. Today's topic, the hand of courage. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
ये लगा हुआ है क्या? Om Shanti. Can you all hear me? Yes? Okay, that's good. Mhm. How many of you think you are courageous souls? Everyone. Oh, so we are victorious. Mm. Anything we have to do in the life in a consistent way, we always need courage. Because if there is a difficulty or we find it's too big a task, then we are in low energy and then we say, I don't think I can do it. I remember there was a time during Dadi's, they say no means nastik. If you say no, I can't do it, that means you don't trust. If you trust Baba, say, okay, I will do. Because one thing I noticed, as I said during Dadi's days, that we always, it was not respectful or kind of not good to say no to them. So we always have to say yes. Every time you say yes, your power increases, your faith increases, your capacity increases, right? And then when you do it, you will get cooperation also. If you really truly say yes, there will be many who will come forward. Like Brahma Baba now. Anything, any task has to be done. He will sit, he will start first, and then everyone will see Baba and come. Especially Dadi Prakashmani. Why she was sharing a story that when they came to Madhuban, they came to Mount Abu, then it was called Madhuban. Then Baba said, some flyers have to be printed. They had no money. Even when they used to physically get sick, they had no money to buy medicine, right? So what Vishwakishore Bhav will do, he will bring few tablets and make 4 pieces. Especially like now, many get diarrhea, all that. It was always there, even in the beginning, because being the mountain, the water, the weather, the cold, it was like very difficult. They all lived in Karachi, and where there is ocean like Bombay and Karachi, the weather is always like little cool, but mostly hot. So same was actually, but in Madhuban it was fluctuating. So when they all came, they say they were so getting sick. It's change of water, change of food, everything was completely different. But they had to live there, no, because they left Karachi and then that was Mount Abu was their home. The water there, they keep saying it is hard water. I don't know what it means hard, but then they will boil the water, and when it gets cold, then they will drink it. And this is some of the chemicals. And while boiling the water, they are killed, they are destroyed. So Dadi said, okay, Baba is saying it. So she had train ticket to Ahmedabad. And in Ahmedabad, she came off the bus or train, and she started walking to look for a printer. So she kept walking, walking. Then finally she found a printer. So she went to this printer, and printer saw this woman asking for to print flyer. So Dadi must have said, I need 5,000 flyers to be printed. How much will it cost? Printer was kind of, felt good vibrations, and he said, no, I will just print free and I will give you. But how will you take it? So many flyers. You have car, you have truck, what you have? She said, something I will arrange. I will see. I don't know. Like she was honest that she doesn't have anything. And the bhavna of other person. And he said, okay, where you want it? She said, Mount Abu. He said, okay, I will send this someone because someone is going to Mount Abu. But when you think of, and that story helped us a lot. When there was 1986, the Million Minutes of Peace Appeal line. So that means you have to ask people to donate 1 to 30 minutes. So it can be 1 million. Of course, it became a billion because people liked so much the project. So we thought that we were in the same, we had little money. It's not we had no money. So we went, and in the yellow book, telephone book, we saw a printer's name all the way downtown. So Gayatri and myself said, let's go. It was a big, big building. And then they opened the door. Two big guys came out. Ladies, what do you want? So we said, we want to print some flyers. Okay, come in, come in. And then there was a desk, and we both sat around and we showed what is our project. It's connected with UN. It's year of peace, and said how many. So we thought that that time was 18 million population of New York. So we thought at least 1 million we should print, right? So one thing we start doing, we kept a box that whatever loose coins you have at your home, or you could say put in that box, so that later on we can, because by that time the cost was 1 penny or 1 cent for one flyer. Because more you print, cheaper you get. So we thought we all start saving something, And then he said, where will you keep them? What will you bring? Will you bring a truck or what? We said, no, we don't have. Can we keep it at your place? And we will take little by little whenever we get. He said, okay, I won't print all at a time. So Dadi's story, when we remembered, we had courage to just go. And somehow or other, they became our good friends, later on. And so we were going to India. We said, do you want anything from India? They said, bring an elephant because we have two. They said 3 elephants are auspicious. And they were not Bharatvasis, right? So we said, yeah, we will bring an elephant for you. What else you want? What I'm saying that by keeping courage. But the story of courage of Dadi, of getting flyers printed, not knowing where, same was with us. In New York, we didn't know much about printers, but with courage, we said, no, let's do it. And that project was so successful that you must have heard that we got the awards. Dadi Prakashvani came and she was given that award. Not only one award, but there were like some other countries. Because everywhere it went into 103 countries without any publicity. People keep calling their relatives. Oh, you must do this, donate your minute of peace. You must donate your minute, 30 minutes. So it's like people just start calling each other and doing. For Baba's service, courage is always needed. We all left home with courage, right? All dadis, they were little girls. They left home, not thinking, no, who will feed us? Where will we stay? No, they just left. Because it's the calling of God. No? So somewhere inside, we have to see what brings courage. Is it our faith? Is it our commitment? Is it our love for service? What brings courage? So Baba is saying that some children say, Baba, cut off Maya's hands. Anyone of you have said? No, no one said here, right? So Baba says, but if Baba were to cut off Maya's hand, then those who, Baba says, who cut them will receive the benefit. So the father cannot do anything. It is an order of a second, but how will your future be created? So that means I have to do it. Step of courage. No, there is a saying, those who help themselves, God helps them. So this is why just as little children in Nepal are given a knife in their hand, they practice. So they, the adults themselves, actually use the knife, but in the hands of little children. In the same way, the father also says to the children, simply keep the hand of courage, and with the father's help, you will become a victorious conqueror of Maya. Is anyone scared of Maya? Not now, right? Because she really comes like a little ant. But there is a saying, no, that when ant is under the feet of elephant, what happens to ant? But if it goes in the nose or the ear of the elephant, big elephant can keep dancing. Because Maya also finds something to disturb you, something you won't like, something you won't. And then it's really, when you think later, it was useless. But at that time, it seemed so reasonable. The way I'm thinking is very reasonable. And after 2-3 days, you see, it's it was unnecessary to be disturbed. It could have been done without losing my stage, That's the whole thing, to do everything what is necessary, but don't get into the feelings, any kind of feelings. Just be detached observer, be courageous, and just keep yourself very light. Keep everyone else also very light. So I like the question what even asked yesterday. The service of an angel, the service of Shakti. Today I've been thinking about it, that again I said, let me listen to Murli again. And when I heard Murli, and Baba said, what you need to be will be Shaktis, right? Angels, but also Shaktis, right? So be courageous, be victorious. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Didi.
Hello, Om Shanti Sharinban.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
It was such nice stories you shared today. I've been thinking about this, that you've shared this story about Dadiji before going, not knowing anyone, going to Ahmedabad and brain printing. So that was the courage needed at that time. What is the courage needed now for us? Is it different? I mean, it's very easy to go get flyers printed right now, right? It's not, I mean, and flyers are really not necessary anymore because most of people are online. So what is the courage needed now?
What do you think for yourself?
On Sundays Murli, Baba, and I was going to get to that. Sundays Murli, Baba was saying there is a very, 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 very great need to serve. And I feel that we have to learn to serve where people are. And that's all I know. I wanted to ask you.
Mm. Anyway, everyone can think because it is different for everyone. And for what is required is one thing, but how we do that, I just bring the thoughts. Have patience, have courage, have patience, have courage. But I have been thinking a lot about trust, that just trust Baba. Baba will make it happen. Feeling Baba together all the time, the presence of Baba. But then generally, little bit of when you are going higher, very steep ascending, then you don't look down, right? If you really look down, you will be very scared and you will keep courage. But if you keep looking up and up the mountain and very slowly keep courage and keep going, so it could happen that suddenly some fear could appear and you say, oh, if I am this, or if I am left alone, or whatever. And then when you say, no, Baba is with me, keep courage, Baba will help. So I think it's different time, different fears emerge. Like I was sharing that looking at world condition today, the way the threatening and war and riots are happening in very, very big nations even. And then I said that Jagdishwai used to tell us, a time will come. We were very new in USA, where color and caste and religion and nationality, everything will be so divided that everyone will have to think where we belong to. Where can I stay? Which is my home? Which is my country? Because all people are all over the world, right? If I go to Chile, I find Gujaratis there, Sindhis there. Even this time somebody came from Chile, bought whole truckload of Indian grocery. He said, we don't get it. And it had to be shipped there to Chile. So all over the world, there are all nationalities, all religion. But if people know this kind of ethnical hatred, if that goes on, not fear, but you can imagine what could happen, where temples are being burned or mosques are being threatened. And so they start attacking each other's religious images. And same happened in Afghanistan. There were beautiful Buddhist images, big statues, and they broke them, tear them apart. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, but so what I'm saying, will need a courage that you are with other ethnical groups or religious background, but just be loving, no, not have fear, just courage to be loving. And one thinks that what will you adopt at that time when people are helpless and they don't have any kind of strength. So courage will be anywhere, Even to listen to the news these days needs courage. Like today, I said, I'm not going to listen anything because what's the point to listen another threatening countries, another people dying, and not necessary, right?
So, do you feel that this kind of very divisive, it is already pretty divisive, but it will get more divisive in the US?
I won't predict, I won't say anything because I live in this country and I'm citizen of this country. I'm supposed to say all good things about it. I think that one of I think if that kind of seed is not on the top of leadership, then they will use any forces to avoid this kind of division or riots or burning, So I think that, and so far I'm saying that it won't happen for now. Yeah,
Mhm.
but because what happened, that little bit of news which is spread, that was the fear in India also, that Muslims did something. So they hear the news and they start doing things against, It's happening many places, but
Right, right. And
US,
also, like many elements want to bring about that divisiveness, right? They will say things, even if it's not happening, they will instigate people to do those things.
yeah, that is what extremists, no fundamentalists in every religion, they
Absolutely.
so in India had many, many organizations who believed, until now they believe, it is only through violence you can have your own country. It is through violence you have to protect your country. Even Mahatma Gandhi did set a good example of non-violence. But everyone doesn't have that much tolerance, right? He had to,
Right, right.
he had to tolerate abuse, he had to tolerate beating, he has to tolerate insults. Not, no. Then he was able to achieve what he wanted, freedom.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not everyone can tolerate that much.
Right, right. Didi,
Uh,
there was something
so
very interesting.
during partition of the country, when Baba with 300 women at that time, where really it was very challenging, and Baba told everyone, those who are in soul consciousness, nobody will look at you, nobody can touch you. So everyone got so busy doing bhaktis, doing yoga, doing everything. And fortunately, nothing happened because their respect, their prestige, and rather they were very well respected there. So I think that we have to prepare ourselves to wherever we are, not out of fear, but just prepare so that you are always safe.
Absolutely. Yeah. This idea of soul consciousness as our only protection really is very good.
Bodiless, bodiless.
Yeah. Didi, something Baba said today in the Murli was very interesting. I rarely hear him. Maybe I heard it last five years ago. Again, I heard today. Baba said that the trees have souls. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Say it again.
Trees have souls.
Oh,
Trees have souls.
see, actually,
Baba
it's
said
not,
today, very unusual. I've never heard him say that
you
too
know,
often.
every part of the nature has energy, has some kind of life. So whether you call soul or whatever, sometimes we think so many mosquitoes, so many flies, there is something, but there is some kind of energy. So that is what, but like Baba Dadi Janki was explaining one time, that they also have, when you try to block a ant, right, it's coming this way, they turn, they sense it that somebody, survival of the life, is a very deep, kind of. So I think that life is, I always believe there is life in everything. Because if you have vegetable, when you cut it from the tree, they don't grow. Even if you cut vegetables, they say 3 hours before, it's not same fresh, only fresh. And that is why they say cut and cook it. And some people don't cook even because they feel there is more energy in that. So word soul sounds little big, but definitely there. See, that is why people believe in omnipresence of God. Because what they really mean when they say omnipresence is that everything has life, everything has life, and that is God, is God's life. And so sometimes the way they say it is in you, in me, and but actually it is whole universe is a living, you know. That is why our proverb in India that even the walls listen to you. I mean, they must just say it that people behind walls are listening. No, sometimes they hide
Right,
themselves,
right.
but also the vibrations, you
Mm-hmm.
you go in the room, you just feel energy, right? Some
Right,
rooms go, you feel very good. Some rooms you go, you don't, you are not very comfortable. So whole life is really life. No? It is a life. Life means everything has its own life. We cannot compare it with the soul of human being, but all
right.
of awareness is there of the life.
Mm, right. So, Didi, there is a book called Secret Life of Trees, and they did research on trees, and amazing how they help each other, how they send water, how they, nutrients to other trees around. It's really amazing.
Yeah, we have
And
to be scientists here, knows about all about plants, and she did PhD in that. What is the subject? What they call it? Huh? Plant. Okay, so we know that is there, but by reading book or doing so much study, you know little more, right? Mm. We were telling Tina when one day to explain people because they ask a lot, is there life in the tree? Is there life into? And if
today,
there
Baba said very clearly there is soul in the tree.
is,
So, um, one other thing I wanted to ask you about Sunday's Murli. I liked what the Vadi Ben was asking yesterday about Angel and Shakti, but also this idea of the need for service, right? The need for service. What do you feel is the need for service right now?
I think everyone needs power, like Baba said, manifest power now, not just keep inside, show it, use it more and more in service. And every moment, wherever you are, you could serve through your vibrations, through being cooperative, by having that power, like patience and love and purity. I think that we could serve everywhere, everywhere. And we need to just have love to serve the soul. And you will get opportunity, whether you share blessing card or you just share few words of courage, anything you share. That's service.
Right. So there's must be other, like more structured kind of service, right? Not just individually we share blessing cards and stuff. What is the other kind of service that's
No,
needed
but
right now?
you had been working on that, right, service project. Have you come up with something more than Drishti sharing?
I feel that this is You know, a few months ago, Baba was talking about Jagdish Pai, and then he said something about Brij Mohan Pai in the same Murli. It was a Sakar Murli, and that, you know, they did so much service. I feel that it can't just be both the brothers. They should be, you know, other people also to be doing these things. And we have to meet people where they are at. You know, people nowadays, they are more online, and we have to meet people where they're at. And so I feel there's such a need to meet people where they're at. Not that, you know, we dilute what Baba is saying, but the medium of expression should be different.
Yeah, there has to be whatever is the latest ways or methods available. You have to use them. Yeah, definitely. Otherwise, you will be sitting with your flyers, which doesn't work now. So the flyer has to fly.
Yeah,
fly.
the flyer has to fly. We recently went to Disney when Sister Anjani was here, and they have amazing ways to give an experience. They amazing. We can learn so much from them, how they give an experience to souls. And I feel the technology is there to give an experience, the experience of soul, the experience of going home, the experience of Baba. That's what I've been thinking about lately, that we have to give people an experience of these things.
You know, we created in Tampa the first museum, right? And the whole aim was to give experience, but also in Harmony House, in the literature shop below is basement, we created a show, and like people came to see that show where soul, supreme soul. But after some time they said it affects the eyes and it shouldn't be like rays are strong, and it did, these things work, but I don't know, I never heard people.
Didi, when you go to Disney, maybe because they charge so much money to go there, they are very good, very good at giving an experience.
Why
The
don't
whole
you
ambience, everything, right? If they
why
say
don't
you
you
need to fly, you will really feel like you're flying.
no, why don't
It is.
you serve them, serve
Mhm.
in a way that they can start having something about soul and going home and all that. So keep the thought to serve the owners, serve those who are technology use, because I don't know how much we can do, but they can do anything, right? Think about it.
We can do also, Didi. It's the technology, they are very good. I mean, they're top level. If they're doing it 100 at level, let's say we give them 100 on 100, we can do also. Maybe it won't be 100 on 100, it will be 70 on 100, but we can do also.
Yeah, you need lot of money, space. You need everything, no, materially also. And I don't know
Maybe
how much.
not. Maybe not, because nowadays there is this Vision Pro goggles, you know,
Yeah.
virtual reality goggles and all of those things that actually you can wear. I mean, they're expensive, but they're not that expensive.
Shirin, why don't you experiment and create a small space? Yeah. And really, if you believe that, we should do it. And
Yes, Didi. With your
right,
blessings, yes.
it
But
will
I've been thinking about that since I've been to Disney. I've been thinking about that, not to limit myself. I feel I have to become more unlimited. And like you said, serve them, but also see what we can do.
okay. Good luck. It will happen. Yeah,
Thank you for the blessing, Didi. Acha.
because Mrityunjay Bhai was creating this wisdom part for Dadi, and billions have been spent already. But sometimes there is one problem. Other time is they spend millions into creating the film, and but I don't see that being can be used that often. Our aim was to use that lot. And I know that whenever we were in the meeting, we always talk about budgets and approval, more approval. But and I don't know how practical. Yeah, but take, take
I
some,
feel, Didi, my vision is, Baba's vision, I feel could be that, like Baba said about Jagdish Pai and Brij Mohan Pai, Baba can say Brahma Kumaris in the USA or Brahma Kumaris in the Western Hemisphere did like they did.
very
There,
good.
there is a possibility. I'm thinking about this, but there is a possibility. I feel which not very expensive, that we can replicate in each of the centers.
Okay, you start, then we will help. Right?
Sure,
Oh,
Didi.
very good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you. So tomorrow is Wednesday and our schedule from Amritwala 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. Special conducted meditation from Latin America and 5 to 5:15 p.m. Avekti Children Malay class. 6 o'clock Bhatti will start, followed by Hindi series, English series, and Avekti Journey. Now let's remember Baba. We'll take Drishti from Didi. Make sure everyone's videos are on.
हिम्मत का एक कदम बढ़ा प्रभु मंजिल पर पहुंचा देंगे सबका बोझ उठाने वाले सबका बोझ उठाने
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.